What changes have been made to your subject regarding the new GCSE system?
The biggest changes, I think, probably are the changes from the letter system to the number system, and instead of stopping at an A star, it will now be a number 9. Obviously we don't know quite what that looks like yet, so that is something for us to think about. A major change that affects us in English rather than in other subjects is the fact that students won't be allowed to take the text in with them any longer, and I think that lots of people will find that quite scary, so they will have to know the text even better than they do now. And finally, the other major change, which does affect or will affect a lot of other subjects as well, is the fact that the coursework element of course will be taken away.
Thank you. So, do you think these changes were necessary?
I can see why the removal of coursework has happened, because lots of students polish and redo work a number of times. On the other hand, that is why this was brought in the first place, because some students work in a much better way when they've got time to think about things rather than under the pressure of exam conditions. Lots of us really do feel under great pressure when we're in an exam situation, and if you freeze on the day, then you may not get the chance to show off everything you know. So I can see why the changes have been made in that respect.
And so, do you think this puts too much pressure on students?
I think it puts a lot of pressure on students, and I also think it puts a lot of pressure on teachers to encourage students to embrace this challenge. It is something that students will have to get more and more used to, and for yourself in Year 9, you will perhaps have more practice at this than students who are a little bit older, for example, even our Year 10, so you've been more practice. And as the system goes through, there will be better preparation for students, but that is always the way with a new thing. Those who are affected the most quickly lose out perhaps the most. And in terms of not having the book with them, lots of students feel that just having the text there means they can just look at it and it will prompt them, whereas having to know everything in their heads is asking quite a lot, I think, of a lot of students.
Yeah. And so finally, so overall, do you think this was a good or a bad change?
I think that perhaps a slightly more gentle change. Change is a good thing to be embraced, but we do need maybe our comfort blanket, if you like, or our crutch as we're moving from one thing to another. So as those transitions occur, perhaps a little more time would have been a nicer thing to have.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.